going on, everybody? So today's topic, I want to talk about negativity and how to release the negativity and what to do with it if it comes around from other sources, whether it's internally or externally, how to deflect it, handle it, or just kind of just wash over like it didn't happen. So the first thing that comes to mind when it's negativity is, people being negative towards you. And that's one of those things where it's very hard to control because it's out of your hands and it's not something that you internally can handle, in the sense that the person wants to be negative, you can't stop them from doing that. They're going to be negative all day if they want to, and they're just going to sit there and chip away if they can. Unfortunately, sometimes we can't get away from this. But if you can, it's good. If not, then there's ways on how to deflect this. So the way I dealt with negativity when I was younger was more of just stayed away from people that were like that. And that meant just going around them, not associating with them, not talking to them, kind of just not giving any sign of interest towards them in particular. But if it's like say for instance you're working and it's a customer and there's nothing you can do about it because you have to help them, then the way I handled it is more along the lines of just being myself positive and keep myself in that state of mind saying, this has nothing to do with me. This is more to do with their own thing, and I'm not going to take it personal because, again, it doesn't have to do anything with me. I have no control over how their day has been going. So they're probably having a horrible day. I'm not going to be the one to take it, so I'll just pretend like it means nothing to me when they call me, an ass or stupid or useless, something like that, because they want to offload some of that negativity, which means to the next point, which is don't offload your negativity onto other people. Because eventually what ends up happening is the people around you are also going to have some of that negativity. And what that does is it puts everybody in the mood where they're just like, I don't want to deal with this person. I want to get away from this person. And you're like, why is everybody avoiding me? How come nobody likes talking to me? I'm a friendly person. It's like, well, you kind of got to think about that, because I don't know if you've been friendly recently or if you've been friendly overall when you talk to these certain people. But the reason why some people don't want to associate with you, including those friends, that are kind of distancing themselves away from you, is maybe because of your negativity. And it sounds horrible, but I'll tell you that because I used to have that same problem where I was very negative, and the people that I talked to didn't really want to associate with me because I wasn't a positive person. I wasn't looking for a happier way of life. And people that tend to look for a happier way of life tend to avoid those people that are always being negative. They always say misery loves company, and I believe that to be very true. The more miserable you are, you want other people sharing that same misery, being in the same spot as you, and then you both kind of just eat away at all the other things and say, oh yeah, this and oh yeah, that. And it brings you down even more, because instead of being positive and say, you know what, it was just a fluke, or it was just whatever's, you're sitting there and you dwell on it and you're talking on it. So, but I digress. The idea that I want to get you to understand is that people outside of your own world are the ones that you cannot control, and those things are just going to happen spontaneously throughout the day. There's nothing you can do about it. The only thing you can do is just smile and say, hey, how's it going? I'm trying to help out. Let me see what I can do for you, and that's it. And understand in your own mind that it's not about you, it's about what they've been through, and that's pretty much it. You can sympathize and say, you know what, I hope you have a better day, and that's it. Now, these people sometimes want to take it out on you, and they want to leave that with you. Where they know that they made you mad, and they're content with that because they offload some of that negativity onto you. If it comes to worse, you could just say, you know what, I'm going to have someone else assist you because unfortunately I cannot assist you right now, or I cannot help you right now. And then that's pretty much it. And leave it to somebody else to take care of them. Later on, if they ask you, oh, why did that happen? Oh, because X person, that person was being completely rude, mean, whatever you want to say it was that they were being, but they were being just negative. And that's how I deal with people that are just too much to handle. I'm just like, oh, I do not feel like dealing with this person today. But yeah, moods, those things that are outside of our control, just people outside of that. But if they're people that are inside of your world, and these are the people like your cousins, your best friend, your girlfriends, boyfriends, all the things in between, people that you associate with on a regular basis, if those people are being negative towards you, you gotta understand, maybe sometimes it's not so much that they're all being negative towards you, because one person being negative towards you is fine. Two, maybe it's just luck. Three, it's like, okay, something's going on here. So now you gotta take back and understand, maybe it's my fault, or maybe I'm doing something to get them to react that way. Because if it's like one or two people, maybe it's just a bad luck day or just an off day. But if you have several people that just don't want to talk to you, don't want to associate with you, it probably means that you're being a very negative person and they don't want to go around that negativity that you've got going on. And it takes time to realize this because, like I said, again, I was like that too. And I had friends that didn't want to hang out with me because they were just like, no, dude, this guy's always depressed. He never wants to do anything. He's always just really like, bleh, all that. And those people, unfortunately, tend to be avoided. If you're part of your world and there's something you can do to help them out, then say something. If not, then don't. But there are times and places where you can say these kinds of things to them, such as, hey man, well, I hope your day gets better. Or hey man, keep it up, or be strong. Positive things. You want to be more positive than the negative. And this is how you retain that happiness, that good aspect, the positivity. Even though people are negative towards you, remain positive within yourself and dismiss any other thing outside of your own control as it's the world. And that's how I do it. And it's worked for me tremendously. And I love thinking that way because something bad happens to me, I'm like, oh, geez, the world's at it again, trying to go against me. And then I just smile and say, damn world. It's okay. Like, I'm not going to stop. You're not going to deter me. And sometimes they get worse and they're like, oh my gosh, you've got to be joking me. Like, world, what are you planning today? Like, you really just want to stomp on me today, don't you? And it does, but we have to understand, you know what? I'm stronger than this. I'm going to persevere. I'm going to get past it. This is just some annoying thing that I have to deal with. And that's pretty much it. Let me give you an example of what kind of negativity I've dealt with recently. So what had happened to me was that I was on a business meeting. Well, I went to a business meeting, parked my car in front, came back, and my car was gone. And I was just kind of like, dude, who in the hell stole my car? What's going on here? And I look around, sure enough, there's a bunch of little stands everywhere on the middle of the street. And I was like, oh no. Yeah, and it was an event that was going on at that time. I unfortunately didn't read the sign, or misread the sign actually, because I thought it was going to be PM, which is later on at night, when in fact it was that same afternoon. So then my car got towed, and I literally thought it was stolen because when I called the police, they said, hey, we don't have your car. We don't know where it's at. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't know where it's at? If it's towed by the city, they're like, yeah, we don't know. So I was like, okay, let me file a police report. File the police report. They come back to me 2 hours later stating, hey, we found it. It's in the impound lot, so you got to come pick it up. And this is already like 2 hours in. And I had somebody come pick me up because I had no ride. And it was on a Friday. So I'm out on Friday. I got no vehicle the whole weekend because they told me that they were going to be closed during the weekend. And I couldn't do anything until Monday. So I was like, okay, fine, no problem, whatever. I'll tough it out and I'll be fine. Well, I called up the city and said, hey, what do I need to get the car out? I called them on Saturday. No, I'm sorry. That's that same afternoon, later on in the afternoon, they said, oh, well, first off, you need the release. You need to prove that the vehicle is yours and you need to have a registration, valid registration. So I was like, okay, fine. So I said, the car's registered and my name and registration's there. They're like, oh, well, your plates are expired. I was like, what? That's impossible. And then I looked on there. I was like, my plates are expired. I freaking forgot to pay the tags. All right. And I didn't know. So I was like, oh my God. I had so it just stacked on a little more than what I expected. So I was thinking maybe I was going to spend around $300 for this whole little ordeal. So come Monday, I go to the department, the police department, to go get that paper that releases it. And then I come back I had to pay a fee as well too. It was $120 to release the vehicle. So that way the impound lot, the tow company, can release the vehicle back to me. So then I was like, whatever, okay, get it over with. So I go over to the towing company, tow yard, and they're like, oh yeah, since it was 4 days, it's gonna be $700. I was like, what? You gotta be kidding me. Oh no, I'm sorry. I think it was $600. $600. Either way, it's a huge amount. And I'm like, dude, it just sat there the weekend. Are you kidding me? You can't help me out with anything? No, it was 4 days. I was like, dude, I'm here early in the morning. How are you gonna count that as a day? Oh, because it's already today. So you got Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was like, dude, you gotta be joking me. So I was very upset that I had to fork out $600 more on top of that. Not only that, but the tags I had to pay, since it's a newer vehicle, it was $400 on top of that. Yeah. And then, just to even make it worse, when I got the vehicle, I looked on the windshield. I was like, what is this? I took it out. It's a freaking parking ticket. So I was like, dude, are you freaking kidding me? I had to pay $120 to release it, but it's not the parking ticket? So I was like, okay, I'm going to dispute it because it was just stupid. So I dispute it. Comes out, oh, we can't do anything about it because we displayed it and that was your fault. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever, my fault. But I literally ended up paying, what was it, over $1,000 just for that little ordeal. So you can imagine, that's a dent in my wallet. And I don't have that kind of money to just say, yeah, let me go ahead and just give away $1,000, you know? I mean, the tags are, tags are tags, whatever. But everything else, I was like, dude, it's ridiculous. And I was so upset. I was so mad. Every time I heard something, I was just like, oh my God, and it had me questioning, like, should I just keep going? Should I just get a full-time job and just, stop doing what I'm doing because this isn't working out for me and I need to just get on with my life and I need to do other things. So it rocked my world a little to where I was thinking about what my options were in life, and I was thinking of leaving my current option, which is my path to success, but it's very difficult, meaning in the financial aspect. And it had me doubting myself, and I was like, no, I can't. I was like, well, what do you mean, no, you can't? You have no choice. Like, how are you gonna dish out more than $1,000 worth of fees off of just one hit and be okay with everything else? So then I started thinking, no, I gotta make this work. It already passed. It already happened. I can't sit here and cry about this. I need to just freaking keep going, and I cannot stop. I have to find a freaking way. There's no other way. I need to find a way. And lo and behold, the Lord blessed me, and I found a way. I freaking found a way how to get through it. And believe it or not, the schools, the universities have ways in helping. And that's one of the things that I looked for. I went and I looked for specific ways on how I can get help. So this is one of those things that I tell you that if you have something that's just holding you back, find a way through it. The negativity will always be there, but it just takes for you just to push a little more. You just push a little more. And when you're pushed to your limit, just push a little more and get that negativity out of your mind. Leave it behind. It was just something that changed my way of thinking. It made me realize more that what I'm doing now, what I'm trying to attain, is going to be difficult, but I'm fine with it because eventually I will get it and the reward will be immense and it's going to set me up for life. So you have to remember what you do in life, little by little, will lead up to your success or your demise. Those habits, those small habits. Being positive is one of those small habits that's going to get you the biggest return you could ever imagine. Because it's your mindset, it's your growth, it's your personal growth, it's your mental growth, it's your psychological growth, and the people around you, and you can see it, and you can see it manifest itself. Negativity is something that's just going to shrink you and shrink you and shrink you and shrink you to a point where you're just like a little ball and they can just toss you away like trash, and you don't want that. So the greatest thing to combat negativity is positive talk. And this is what I do. Talk to myself positively. You know what? It's going to be a good day. Yesterday was bad. Tomorrow's going to be much better. Today's going to be much better. We'll do what we have to do today so that tomorrow can be a nicer day. If we have a horrible day today, no worries. I'll make it up tomorrow and we'll have another good day tomorrow. Good thing we start over again the next day. And I take it day by day, but I use positivity to push myself through those negative emotions, those negative ways of being. And that's how I get through a lot of hurdles in life. I've learned that over the years, little by little, that it's just that kind of mentality that gets you through those things. Even if you don't have much positivity, one of the things that I do when I have absolutely zero positivity left in me, I start thinking of all the negative things that could have been. You know what? I woke up today, at least I still have my sight. At least I still have my legs. At least I can still walk. At least I'm able to still think. At least I still have my job. At least I have a career that I'm looking after. At least I have God with me, the most important one of all. I am glad today because whatever bad thing has not happened. Insert any bad idea or thought that could be worse than where you're at right now. If you're sitting down at your house, well, hey, at least I have a house. If you're sleeping in your car, well, you know what? At least I have a car. So use the thing that's the worst below you, or that's right below you, whatever it is that can be worse, use that to tell yourself that, you know what, at least I'm not there. And if you're there, to say, well, at least I'm not below that one. So use that talk to help push yourself to a different kind of mindset. And the more you think about it, the more you can be more positive, even when things get very, very bad for you. Again, like the thing with the tow truck. It was like one hit after another, and the whole weekend I was just so miserable. I had a whole headache. I couldn't concentrate. I honestly felt like giving up on everything and just throwing my hands up and saying, to hell with everything. I'm done with it. And that's how bad it was, you know. But my mindset said, you know what, dude, we've come this far. What are you talking about, dude? It's just money. You'll find a way to pay it. You'll find a way to get through it. You just gotta find a way. You have hands, you have a brain to think, you have all these things around you that you can make work and you can use them to your advantage. Let's get to it. You know, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm right. You know, brain, you're right. I cannot stop. I have to keep going. And that's what pushed me through that deep, dark crevice that just almost just swallowed me in and just destroyed me. But again, the mindset has to be there and you have to force it sometimes. But be positive in the idea that whatever's below you, at least you're not at that level, you know? So always look down and say, at least I'm not down there. No matter what position or what place you're at. Think of it that way, and it helps you increase your positivity even when you don't have it, because that's some sort of positivity to motivate yourself to become a little better. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much how I do it, you know, to maintain myself in a happy life, so to speak. But one thing I can say is that I live a very happy and meaningful life because of my positive mindset that I've managed to do, and it's taking me years to do. It's not something that just came out of nowhere and I was like, oh, that's it, and I'm great. No, it had to get tested, it had to get destroyed, and had to get rebuilt and tested and destroyed and rebuilt, tested, destroyed, rebuilt. You know, so it's an ongoing process, and even to this day, it still does that, where my faith will be tested, my skills will be tested, my emotionality, my emotions will be pushed to their limits, you know, and I'm willing to go through with that, you know, because I have that positive mindset. And if it breaks me, so be it. But I'm gonna make myself stronger with that piece that's missing. I will fill it in with something stronger. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. You know, you build it over time. It's not gonna happen overnight, and it's not gonna happen over a year. It'll take some years, but if you do it consistently, insistently enough, it will happen. Okay? Well, I hope this helped you guys. If you guys want to hear any specific topics about anything else, let me know down in the comments below. Other than that, I hope you guys have a good weekend and have a good day, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.